Oh man, what did I get myself into this time? You're looking at a digital dash for this car. Basically, this is a dash from DD-EFI. They make really cool stuff. This came with the kit for the ECU that is already installed in the car. This car is on a standalone ECU, MS3 Pro, plug and play. Everything on it is already perfect. We already dialed in the car. We're gonna hook this guy up today. I don't exactly have a lot of daylight to do this, so this might be a 2-day thing. We got this little voltmeter to kind of tell us what's gonna be our power and accessory and stuff like that. And then we've got to hook up our CAN bus to the dashboard, so we had to grab these prongs here. We're gonna have to probably pull out the ECU for that, so that's gonna be a pain in the ass, but we got that. That's easy. And yes, this is Duralast, I don't care. We're gonna start with disassembly. So we're first gonna take the old dash out. We're gonna cut and trim because this is a little bigger and it goes a little further back, so you can see there's some stuff we need to cut out. So yeah, we're gonna get started with that. Okay, so first things first, we are going to take the steering wheel off and put that over there. All right, 110 mil later and we're good. So you shouldn't move. Pull this bad boy off. There we go. All right. That guy's all good to go. Yeah, that would suck if I broke the bezel, guys. So a little bit about this new dash. If you guys saw the videos from Autocross, everything that displayed on that laptop is basically going to be displayed onto here, which I think is pretty fucking cool because I get to actually see my AFR in real time. I mean, I do have the gauge, the analog gauge, but it's not like right in front of my face. And if I wanted to keep an eye on it, I'd have to like really be looking away from the road and shit because it's right here compared to not like right in front of my face. Okay, let's nice and easy slowly pull this off. There's one clip over here that I know loves to get stuck. There we go. Nice and easy. I need to drop this. This is a lot more nerve-wracking than you guys would think. Okay. Cool. Well, at least they're the same size. You know, Ford made that a little nice for me. I've only got 2 of these bolts, so when we go to put the digital one in, I gotta be really careful with how I place it. I think I'm just gonna do the 2 bottom again. Or maybe 1 bottom and then the other opposite corner top. Something just for a little more stability, rigidity kind of deal. We're just doing this, and I pray to God, God makes this easy and helps me make this not very painful along the way. Wow, look at that, guys. That's a screw. Let's get this other one out. Have you guys ever worked on a project so absurdly painful that your friends are over and they're just absolutely making it so much worse? I remember I was doing my spark plugs for the first time in this car. It was 2022 and the car was misfiring bad it was bogging really randomly, really hard. So I was like, okay, I'm going to replace the spark plugs. They probably haven't been done. It's got 140,000 miles on it. I was like, okay, I got this. This is easy, right? The guy at AutoZone sold me the spark plug thing with the rubber boot, but the rubber boot wasn't magnetic or anything. So what ended up happening was we go to stick the spark plug socket down into the hole to get the spark plug. Loosen the spark plug out. As we're twisting it off to come and get it out, we got to pull it out, and my socket was like that, literally just the end. And I'm like, where's the tool? And I look in the well, and the spark plug and the socket are stuck in the well because the extension I had was so shitty that we couldn't even get it out. So yeah, that was the scariest shit ever. I had a socket and this spark plug stuck in the well, and I couldn't do anything about it. And my friends were just laughing the entire time, and the entire time they're just they're like, oh, he just made his car not run. He's like, what a fucking idiot. So that was always that was really fun. It was a really great experience in my opinion. And I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, and I thought, I'm like, because they worked on their cars a lot more than I did. So I was like, you know, they might be able to help. They might be able to do something. Wow, okay. Trim to the back plate. Gotcha. And then gotta cut up those sides up at the top. And we should be good. Man, they want me to take all that shit off? That's crazy. Well, I'm here for it, I guess. Alrighty, y'all, it's day 2 on this. I'm just gonna decide to start recording on my phone. Also, the fact that I was using that stupid Duralast wire strippers made me take a trip to Home Depot after realizing the brutal mistake that I made, so I bought some Milwaukee wire strippers. Don't do what I did. I know it was Duralast. Oh well. So for the alternator jumper on this side, it's gonna be these 2 pins right here, the light green and red and light green. So I cut these guys. So we got this one right here, and we got the other one here. It's supposed to branch this little alternator jumper in between it. I'm gonna solder it together and use heat shrink because the crimps that I've got not really doing the best job, so we're gonna do that. Everything's already T-tapped in here, so this is the right turn signal, this is fuel wire, left turn signal, high beams. Just connect these guys together, and then all we really have to do back here now is power ground and accessory, and we'll probably tap it in somewhere on the harness. I know there's a hot in at all times on here. We're just gonna have to reconnect the battery and just kind of find out which one that is, and then we'll just kind of go from there. Alrighty, we got the wires, this wire twisted together. We're about to solder it, waiting for my soldering iron to heat up here. Do that, and then the other connection there, and we got the heat shrink, so we'll be good to go. Alrighty, here's a little update. We got the digital pinouts for this harness all sorted. So these are the 3 T-taps that you get hooked up. One of them's the high beam, one of them's the turn signal, and then the other's the left turn signal. So right, left, high beam. Plug them into the T-taps over there. So the next part of this is insanely difficult because I lacked to put in the CAN bus high and low options when we initially put the ECU in the car. So now I have to take the ECU back out, plug in the CAN bus high and low, and then put the ECU back in its original spot, which is a lot easier said than done considering this is an old ass Mustang and there are like 4 harnesses that sit over the top of it. In the meantime, I'm gonna do something else. I'm actually going to hook up my USB cable or like wire it through. Basically what this is going to allow me to do is basically I'll be able to plug in a USB, which you see here. I'll be able to record my data logs, upload my tuning files and stuff like that if I need to or whatever. We have our CAN ran already. It's sitting over there. We have our GPS routed, so it runs right through there really nicely all around, and it's gonna sit right there. I think I'm gonna route the USB the same way. I'm gonna route it down and around. Maybe it'll come up around about here, something like that. I don't know just yet. I'm kind of just gonna see because I've got a lot of length to play with here, so yeah. Now I got it routed here. It's just gonna kind of run through there. I'll clean that up. I'll kind of push that in a little bit later, but it just kind of runs nice and neatly through here. And then it'll just, if I need to, grab it, it's right here. Alrighty, so it's the next day, and we had a little bit of an issue. We did get it to power on. I'm gonna show you guys that whole wiring setup in a second, but we did have an issue with it saying DD-EFI cannot connect to CAN bus, or there's a CAN bus error, and it's not communicating with the MS3 properly, so it was going offline. Turns out, when I pulled the ECU out, and let me show you this. So yeah, mind the wiring mess. This is all gonna get cleaned up in a second here. I'm actually working on cleaning it up. I had to just pull out the MS3. There's a little rare options port. It's like a little white thing. And you plug these 2 CAN bus high and low wires into it, right? Make sure it clicks in all the way. Mine apparently didn't click in all the way, and I just had to pull the whole ECU back out, which is a big pain in the ass considering that it's tucked in the passenger footwell, and I scratched up my hand pretty bad. Just on everything. Still fucking sent it. Now I had to pull it back out. But now the ECU is communicating, so we're gonna actually start it back up and see how it is, and then we should be good to go. All right, so let's go plug the battery back in. All right. We got interior lights, that's good. All right, let's give her a whirl. There we go. Last project, MSECU. Please, please, God, please, 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 please. Hey, there we go. All right, let's try his turn signals. There's our turn signal left. I don't think it's reading our right turn signal. Read our high beam. Fuel level's reading perfect. All right, guys, we got it. Everything's done. We have a digital dash in the Mustang. We just got to tidy everything up and we should be good to go. But I'm going to clean everything up. I'm going to fix the right turn signal because that's not working. And I'd like to have a right turn signal. So we'll fix that and then we'll be good to go, guys. I'm going to go make sure the battery is tightened down and all that. I'm going to plug this back in. I'm going to put these 2 bolts. I didn't bolt the actual thing in the housing because it wouldn't get far enough back because of all the wires in the way. But this holds it in place with tension very, very well. And the wires in the back are holding it in with tension very, very well. So it's not going to go anywhere. I don't think it will. This thing looks so cool, though. It just fits the whole dash, like the whole car. Like, it just fits it so beautifully. All right, y'all. And with everything hooked up, I'm going to do one last little look over with it. Nice. Our signals work. I don't think the high beams are working right. I don't really care. But that's it, guys. That's it right there.
And you do not know me too. Except I got you these flowers, but that's not enough for you.